started.
Oh, MGI Blonde from Canada, right? Yeah. Okay, well, after e4, let's see, I played the Italian game recently. Let's go back to a Sicilian. Maybe I will play the the e6 Sicilian, the con Sicilian I've been playing. Okay, this is the main line, going for the open Sicilian here. And then I play a6, and the idea is to keep knights out of these squares and play queen to c7, a very funny kind of developing idea, but the queen on c7, so with these pawns it can't be harassed by the knights, and it takes a look at the e5 square, so it's safe to develop this knight without being harassed by a pawn. And then you wait and see what kind of setup white goes for. You can keep some pressure on here. You can develop the knight, the bishop, outside the pawn chain, or you can play, I think it's a little more common just to play d6 and develop the bishop inside the pawn chain. Because he can still come and pin this knight. Might be a little uncomfortable. But now that I have the bishop here, it's not a problem. And I guess it's not really a pin on the knight because the knight, there's no queen back here. But you don't want to allow that trade and messing up the pawn structure, particularly if you're going to castle on the king side. So far so good. Let's see how it proceeds from here. I can continue developing with the knight. I can get in the move b5 here. I could also castle, but b5 is interesting. In a way, it might threaten b4 and taking of this pawn in some cases. I got to get a bishop to b7 here first. So he is going for the direct approach here, f5. Yeah, one thing you always have to be careful with this kind of pawn structure is sometimes you need this bishop here to defend e6. So bishop b7 is not always safe. Yeah, sometimes there's sacrifices on e6, for example, although I don't think there are any here because the light squared bishop isn't there. What now? So when he plays f5, could just take it. Let's develop my knight then. Get that knight out. And he just trades. That's interesting. Let's just put my queen in a bad spot. Ah, yeah, there are some ideas here. Like pushing this pawn forward and placing the bishop on e4, skewering my queen and my rook. Have to be careful. I think I can block it, so I think I'm okay. I mean, I can play I can play d5 there to block the bishop. So where do I want to go with the knight, though? I could also no, I don't want to play knight there. I might trade. I guess I go here with the knight. This is kind of funny, but I want to take back. Take back with that knight. And his bishop didn't seem to have anywhere to go. Well, I could have just left it there and said, how am I ever going to develop from that position? Which is a good question. So I take with the queen here, and he has discovered attacks with his bishop. Wow. This guy is pretty sharp here. Okay, so I need to move the knight again, I guess. Yeah, because my queen is just loose on d6 there. And bishop takes b5 check. Yeah, wins material. So knight here maybe? because I no longer have that pawn I was counting on to block this diagonal. Yep, so he keeps taking. And if he checks, I can block with the bishop. And then maybe I'm out of trouble, because now the queen really can take this pawn safely.
Check.
Ah, no, that's not safe. Ah, it's not safe, because he has the move f5. This guy, yeah, he's full of tactics. So, yeah, leaving my king in the center for too long. That's castle. And yeah, I don't have much of anything here. If I take that pawn, he can take back with check. And if I don't take the pawn, then he'll have that duo of pawns there looking very dangerous. Check. So I took that one. But well, he still gets to trade rooks, and he'll be just a piece up at the end of all this. So, well, that'll be interesting. That was kind of an opening disaster, I guess, because I got into some trouble from the beginning. So it'll be interesting to look at that and see where I went wrong.
Check.
And so if we stop and count, yeah, the material's even. He's just a pure bishop up. Okay, what's he looking at? He's looking at coming in here. He's looking at that square. If I play g6 and he sacrifices, I can take with the queen. So I guess g6 is still just barely possible. He does have a back rank weakness, so I can think about trying to exploit that. But his rook is back there now, defended by the bishop, so it's hard to find some tactical way to. I can't even chase that bishop away with pawns. There's not. I don't have enough pawns left to do that. Okay, let's bring the rook out to where it's active at least. And he makes a little lift for his king. Maybe I'll push these pawns forward. Yeah, this is going to force a trade, it looks like. He's got the check here. Let's see, do I have any queen moves? If I move the queen, I'm losing this pawn over here anyway. And, you know, I can get the check on the back rank, but I can't really do a whole lot against his pawns that I see. Don't see anything great there. Yeah, and he can start gathering up my pawns. Okay, I'm going to just resign here. But, well, good game. I'll upload this and do a postmortem.
Black
See you guys later.
resigns.